After visiting the Nyamirambo Women's Center, I went back to the apartment, freshened up, and then it was time to head to the airport. If you remember, I told you I had a night flight. The flight was for 11:30 p.m. So I had enough time to explore and still get to the airport. So I used the pedestrian entrance, I think, because I was dropped off. So I had to walk from there into the airport, but it wasn't a long journey. Check-in was a breeze. In fact, everywhere looked empty. I even thought I was the only one till I got to the gates. Then I saw a lot of people. This leg of my trip was flown by RwandAir as well. And when I was checking in, I saw I was getting these chairs where the nursing mothers typically stay, that initially was supposed to have a bassinet, and it was going to be my first time sitting on this part. But I appreciated the extra leg room because that place has enough space. But one of the challenges with sitting on this part is that you would have to raise your head all the way up to be able to see the screen in case you wanted to watch any of the in-flight entertainment, and of course that's not very comfortable. So we left Kigali. The night view was quite nice, but there wasn't really much to see. On the other aircrafts, if you recall, I showed you where to fit your earpiece. For this aircraft, it was also on the side, but then the controls were on the side, not at the top. Next, we were served meals. The meal was nice. Then for the tray goes into the armrest as opposed to the other aircrafts that have the tray in front. This one goes into the armrest. As this was a night flight, there wasn't really much to do, so I slept most of the flight, and by the time I woke up, we were already in Qatar. Just check out that view. Ignore the dirty window. I don't know why airlines don't clean their windows. They don't want us to make nice content. But the view was amazing from the top. I loved the view from the top. Then we landed and my journey began. Welcome to Doha. There were lots of people at the airport, so it took me about 1 hour to clear immigrations. Then I used the restroom. Always pay attention to the instructions at this restroom so you don't embarrass yourself. I've been embarrassed once at Istanbul airport because I didn't understand it was a sensor type of restroom. So I looked around and then I went to withdraw money from the ATM with my dollar card, and also to check if I could get a SIM card, but it was too expensive for just 3 days. So I took pictures and then I left with the 𝐒𝐿 taxi, which is the official taxi from the airport. So you can't use Uber or any of the taxi companies from the airports. You can pre-arrange your pickup, but you can't have any of those come to the airport to pick you. The ride from the airport was quite scenic because everywhere looked beautiful. The architecture in Qatar is just amazing. Almost every building has a story to tell. Almost every building looks like an architectural masterpiece. Here is the stunning National Museum. It looks even better up close. I can't wait to come back to properly explore this area. But for now, let's head to the hotel. The hotel was at the Bin Mahmoud area, and I wasn't sure what the area looked like, but here you go. It looked a lot better than I was expecting. I mean, when you see 4-star hotel and everybody seems to talk about the 5-star hotels in Qatar, but this looked like a 5-star hotel you would find in a lot of places. I won't call names. This is the lobby. It's not a very big hotel. I was asked if I needed help to my room, but I said no because I wanted to make videos at my own pace while heading to the room. So let's go see the room. My room was on the 4th floor, so it wasn't a long elevator ride to get there. This is one of the 4-star hotels from the Rotana group. Let's see the room. The room actually looks nicer than I was expecting. It's quite cozy and spacious. many European hotels cannot relate. I don't know why the rooms are so small in Europe. It also had a pressing iron with the ironing board, which is a nice touch. As for the view, the window opens into like a street, so there's nothing much to see there. After I finished settling down, I went downstairs for breakfast because it was still around past 8 in the morning. I typically do not like to pay for breakfast with my room if I'm traveling solo. I prefer to see what they have before I decide. And the good thing is, when you are a guest, you also get discounted breakfast, so you get to pay either the same or very close to what you would have paid if you were paying for bread and breakfast together. So I always check to compare. So for this one, the difference between what the breakfast was supposed to be together with the room and what I paid was just $2. I paid 49 Qatari Riyal, which was approximately $13.5. It was a buffet, but how much can I possibly eat by 8 a.m. in the morning? That's why I don't like to pay for breakfast. I'm not able to eat proper food or heavy meals that early. But because I just arrived, I wanted to sleep, so I needed to eat to get that out of the way so I can sleep and then have time to explore some places later in the day. So I chose basic rice, chicken, some fruits, some orange juice and some mixed juice, I think. And that was it. I even struggled to actually finish eating the food. After eating, I rested a bit and I was so sleepy at this point. I was just struggling to get myself in order. I went back to the room to get some sleep, and that is how I slept most of the day till late in the afternoon. I think around 3 or past 3 that I woke up. Since there was still enough time, I decided to head out to see a couple of places, or at least one place, and I started from the 𝐒𝐤𝐿 because they open around 4:30 in the evening, so it was a perfect time to head there. In my next video, you'll see what I got up to at the 𝐒𝐤𝐿. In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.